Have you ever felt that there's another version of you living the life you dream of? Maybe a version of you that has already overcome the challenges you're facing right now? What if I told you that connecting with these alternate versions could change your life today? In this video, we'll explore the fascinating world of parallel realities and how you can tune into these versions of yourself to unlock your true potential. Imagine if you could tap into the wisdom of a version of you who has already walked the path you're on. Together, we'll discover how to recognize the signs and align your energy to connect with these infinite possibilities. The idea of parallel realities might sound like something out of a science fiction movie, but what if I told you it's more than just a theory? Quantum physics suggests that reality is made up of infinite possibilities, and every decision you make aligns you with one of these countless realities. But it's not just science. Spiritual traditions also talk about multiple dimensions and parallel versions of ourselves. Every thought, every choice we make, has the potential to create a new reality, one where a different version of you is living a different story. In today's video, we'll dive into the intersection of science and spirituality to explore how these realities work, what signs to look for, and most importantly, how you can begin communicating with these alternate versions of yourself. By the end, you'll have practical tools to help you align with the best possible version of yourself. So, are you ready to discover the potential that lies within you across infinite dimensions? Let's begin by exploring the science behind it all and how it connects with our daily lives. Parallel realities are not just the stuff of imagination. They are deeply rooted in both science and spirituality. Let's start with quantum physics. In this field, there is a concept known as quantum superposition. It tells us that at the subatomic level, particles can exist in multiple states at once. This means that reality itself can also exist in multiple forms, with infinite versions of every situation, every outcome, and yes, every version of you. Imagine that every choice you make branches off into a new path. One version of you takes the risk, moves to a new city, or starts a new career. Another version of you stays where you are, choosing comfort over change. Both versions exist simultaneously, just in different realities. The fascinating part is, we may be able to tune into these alternate realities and access their wisdom. On the spiritual side, many traditions suggest that the universe is made up of multiple dimensions, each reflecting a different frequency. These dimensions house different versions of ourselves, living out the possibilities created by our choices, thoughts, and energies. Spirituality teaches that we are deeply connected to these alternate versions, not separated from them. Think of it like a radio. Each version of yourself is like a station broadcasting on a different frequency. By adjusting your own frequency, through thoughts, actions, and energy, you can tune in to these alternate versions and access their experiences. This isn't just theoretical, it's a practical tool for self-growth. But why does this matter? Because once you start recognizing that every version of you already exists in some reality, you gain the power to align yourself with the life you truly want. You stop seeing your dreams as distant and instead recognize that they are already happening in another version of you. The next step is learning to communicate with that version and bring their knowledge into your current reality. Now that we understand the concept of parallel realities from both a scientific and spiritual perspective, let's explore how you might already be experiencing connections with these alternate versions of yourself. Whether you realize it or not, there are subtle signs that show up in your daily life, pointing toward the existence of these parallel selves. The first and perhaps most common sign is déjà vu. Have you ever had that strange feeling that you've lived a particular moment before, even though you know it's the first time you're experiencing it? This sensation might actually be more than just a glitch in your memory. Déjà vu could be an indication that, for a brief moment, you're in sync with a version of yourself from a parallel reality. It's like the walls between dimensions become thin, allowing you to catch a glimpse of a life already lived by another version of you. Another key sign is synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that seem too well aligned to be purely accidental. For example, you might be thinking about changing your career, and then you start seeing the same symbol or hearing the same phrase in different places, over and over again. It feels like the universe is sending you a message, but what if it's actually a version of you from a different reality guiding you? These synchronicities can act as markers, nudging you toward a path that another version of you has already taken. Let's also talk about dreams. Our subconscious mind often works as a portal between different realities. Have you ever had a dream that felt incredibly vivid, almost as if you were living it? Or perhaps you've had recurring dreams of a life that seems different but familiar. These could be experiences lived by a parallel version of you. In particular, lucid dreams, where you become aware that you're dreaming, might be an opportunity to consciously connect with these alternate selves. Through lucid dreaming, you could even explore the lives of these other versions and gather insights to use in your waking life. A lesser-known but equally important sign is the feeling of being out of place or experiencing a sudden shift in perception. Have you ever been in a familiar environment, but for some reason, it feels unfamiliar or even wrong? You might feel momentarily disconnected from your current reality, as if you should be somewhere else. This sensation could indicate that you're briefly attuned to another version of yourself in a different reality, where circumstances are just slightly altered. It's as if you're experiencing a blend of two realities for a moment. Finally, trust your intuition. Sometimes, you'll get a strong gut feeling urging you to take a particular action, even when it doesn't seem logical at the time. This intuition could be coming from a version of you in another reality who has already lived out the consequences of that choice. They've walked the path, and now they're sending you guidance, helping you make the best decision in this reality. In addition to intuition, you might experience sudden changes in behavior or interests. You start picking up new hobbies or habits seemingly out of nowhere. These shifts might be subtle hints that a parallel version of yourself, living a different kind of life, is influencing your current reality. By embracing these changes, you could be aligning yourself more closely with the version of you that's living the life you desire. So, how can you consciously begin to connect with these parallel versions of yourself? The answer lies in vibrational alignment. Everything in the universe, including your thoughts, emotions, and actions, emits a certain frequency. Each version of you in these parallel realities vibrates at its own frequency, shaped by the choices that have been made. By raising your vibration, you can align yourself with the version of you that's living the life you desire. One of the most effective ways to raise your vibration is through gratitude. By simply practicing gratitude every day, you shift your energy from a state of lack to a state of abundance. Imagine this. There's a version of you in another reality that's already living in alignment with abundance, success, and peace. By practicing gratitude, you bring your frequency closer to that version of yourself, attracting those same experiences into your current life. Another powerful tool is forgiveness and compassion. Holding on to negative emotions, such as resentment or anger, keeps you in a low vibrational state. These emotions are like energetic anchors that tie you to realities where struggle and conflict are more prevalent. By practicing forgiveness, both toward yourself and others, you release these lower frequencies and create space for higher, more harmonious energies to flow into your life. Compassion also helps raise your vibration, allowing you to align with realities where love, understanding, and empathy are the guiding forces. Meditation is another key practice for tuning into these parallel realities. When you meditate, you quiet the noise of your current reality and open yourself to other dimensions. During meditation, you can actively visualize the version of yourself that has already overcome the challenges you're facing. Picture this version of you vividly. What do they look like? How do they feel? What advice would they give you? By focusing your mind on this version, you align your energy with theirs, allowing insights and guidance to flow more freely. But it's not just about the big moments of meditation or introspection. Daily practices also play an important role in keeping your vibration high and maintaining your connection with your parallel selves. Conscious actions, such as mindful eating, exercising, or even being aware of the words you use, help create a clean, receptive energy field that is more in tune with higher frequencies. Think of every habit you develop as a step toward the version of yourself that is already living the life you desire. For example, if you want to align with a version of you that is living in peace and balance, adopting small habits that promote calmness, such as taking regular walks in nature or journaling at the end of the day, will help tune your vibration to match that reality. The key here is consistency. Raising your vibration is not a one-time effort, but a continuous practice. The more consistently you maintain a high vibrational state, the closer you become to these higher versions of yourself. An important aspect of this alignment process is intention. It's not enough to just go through the motions of meditation, gratitude, or mindfulness. You need to set a clear intention for what you want to achieve. For example, before you meditate, set the intention of connecting with the version of you that has already achieved the goal you're striving for. This helps focus your energy and draws you closer to that specific reality. Lastly, practice self-awareness throughout your day. Notice how your thoughts and actions affect your vibration. Are your current emotions and thoughts aligned with the version of yourself you want to connect with? If not, make adjustments in the moment. Replace negative thoughts with positive ones, shift from a state of fear to one of trust, or choose compassion over judgment. The more aware you are of your vibrational state, the easier it becomes to maintain the alignment needed to connect with these alternate realities. Once you start recognizing the signs and aligning your vibration with your parallel selves, the next step is to interpret the messages you're receiving and apply them to your daily life. It's one thing to notice synchronicities, vivid dreams, or strong intuitive nudges, but the real transformation happens when you act on these messages. The first and most crucial aspect of interpreting these signs is self-awareness. Whenever you encounter a synchronicity, a déjà vu moment, or a strong intuitive pull, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what might this experience be trying to tell me? Often, the messages from your parallel self are subtle and require you to look deeper. Keep a journal where you write down these experiences. Record your dreams, the signs you notice, and your intuitive feelings. Over time, patterns will emerge, helping you understand the guidance you're receiving. Next, trust your intuition. One of the most common ways your parallel self communicates with you is through those gut feelings that arise without any logical explanation. You might feel drawn to a particular choice, even though it doesn't seem to make sense in the moment. Trust these feelings. They are often the result of another version of you, one that has already walked this path, trying to guide you. Intuition is like a compass pointing you in the direction that aligns with your highest potential. When it comes to applying these messages, start small. Take action on the signs you receive, even if it's just a small step. For example, if you keep dreaming about a certain place or situation, explore what that might mean for your current life. Is it a nudge to change your environment? To pursue a new opportunity? By acting on these messages, you begin to align your current reality with the guidance from your parallel self. It's important to remember that applying these messages doesn't always have to be a drastic change. Sometimes, it's about making subtle adjustments to your thoughts, behaviors, or mindset. If a parallel version of you is living a life of peace and abundance, think about what small changes you can make today to align more with that reality. Perhaps it's adopting a daily gratitude practice or shifting how you respond to stress. Each small shift you make brings you closer to the version of yourself that you want to embody. Lastly, embrace the process. The connection with your parallel selves deepens over time, and the more you trust and act on the messages you receive, the stronger this connection will become. Each step you take, whether it's interpreting a dream, recognizing a synchronicity, or following your intuition, creates momentum, guiding you toward a reality that aligns with your highest self. By now, you've learned how parallel realities exist, how to recognize the signs that they're trying to communicate with you, and how to align yourself with the version of you that's already living the life you dream of. But remember, this is just the beginning of your journey. The key to unlocking your highest potential lies in your willingness to remain open, curious, and committed to personal growth. As you move forward, keep practicing those small daily actions that raise your vibration. Reflect on the signs you encounter, trust your intuition, and, most importantly, take action. Each decision you make, no matter how small, shifts your energy toward a new reality. The version of you that is living a life of peace, success, and abundance is already out there, waiting for you to tune in and align with their wisdom. There's incredible power in knowing that your reality is just one of many possibilities, and you have the ability to choose which version of yourself you want to bring into the present. You're not limited by the circumstances of today. Instead, you're empowered by the infinite potential of the universe, where every version of you coexists. The only question is, which version will you choose to align with? Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear about the signs you've encountered or any insights you've gained about your parallel selves. Take care, stay tuned to your inner guidance, and I'll see you in the next video.